brightest heaven invention. A kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. Then should the warlike Harry, like himself, assume the court of Mars, and at his heels, leashed in like hounds, should famine, sword, and fire crouch for employment. But pardon, gentles all, the flat and raised spirits that hath dared on this unworthy scaffold to bring forth so great an object. Can this cockpit hold the vasty fields of France? Or may we cram within this wooden O the very casks that do fight the air at Agincourt? Suppose, within the girdle of these walls are now confined two mighty monarchies, whose high upreared and abutting fronts the perilous narrow ocean parts asunder. Piece out our imperfections with your thoughts. Into 1,000 parts divide one man, and make imaginary puissance. Think when we talk of horses that you see them printing their proud hooves in the receding earth. For 'tis your thoughts now that must deck our kings, carry them here and there, jumping o'er the times, turning the accomplishments of many years into an hourglass. For the which supply, admit me, chorus to this history, who prologue like your humble patience pray, gently to hear, kindly to judge, our play.
here in presence.
Send for him, good uncle.
Shall I call the ambassador, my liege?
Not yet, my cousin. We will be resolved before we hear from him. Some things of weight that task our thoughts concerning us and friends.
God and his angels guard your sacred throne and make you long become it.
We thank you. My learned Lord, we pray to proceed and justly and religiously unfold why the lost belief they have in friends should or should not bar us in our claim. And God forbid, my dear and faithful Lord, that you should fashion rest our valued titles with opening titles miscreate. For God doth know how many now in health shall adopt the blood and approbation of what your reverend shall incite us to. Therefore take heed how you upon our person, how you wake our sleeping sword of war. We charge you in the name of God, take heed. Under this conjuration speak, my Lord, for we will hear, know, believe in our heart, that what you speak is in your conscience, washed as pure as sin with baptism.
Then hear me, gracious sovereign, and you peers, that owe yourselves, your lives, and services to the imperial throne. There is no bar against your highness's claim to France, but this, which they produce from Fairmont. No woman shall succeed in Salic land, which Salic the French unjustly glows to be the realm of France, which Salic, as I said, twixt Elbe and Saale, is in this day in Germany called Meissen. And so doth it well appear the Salic law was not devised for the realm of France. Oh, besides, the writers say that King Pepin, which disposed of Childeric, did, as heir general, being descendant of Blifil, daughter to King Clothaire, make claim and title to the crown of France. Hugh Capet, also, who was sole heir to Charles, Duke of Lorraine, who was the sole heir to the true line and stock of Charles the Great. To find in his title some shows of truth, though in pure truth it was corrupt and not, conveyed himself as the heir to the Lady Lingard, daughter to Charlemagne, who was the son of Louis the Emperor, and Louis the son of Charles the Great. Also, King Louis X, who could not, who was the sole heir to the usurper Capet, could not in his conscience keep quiet till satisfied that the fair Queen Isabel, his grandmother, was lineal to the Lady Ermengarde, daughter to Charles, the aforementioned Duke of Lorraine, by the which marriage the line of Charles the Great was reunited with the crown of France, so that, as clear as the summer sun, King Pepin's title, Hugh Capet's claim, King Louis his satisfaction, all appear to hold in right and true title of the female. So do the kings of France unto this day, howbeit they would hold up their Salic law to bar your highness claiming from the female, and rather choose to hide them in a net than amply to bar their crooked titles usurped from you and your progenitors.
May I with right and conscience make this claim?
The sin upon my head, dread sovereign, for in the book of Numbers it is written, when the man dies, let the inheritance descend unto the daughter. Gracious Lord, stand for your own, unwind your bloody flame. Look back into your mighty ancestors. Go, my dread lord, to the tomb of your great-grandchild from whom you claim. Invoke his warlike spirit. Your great-uncle, Edward, the Black Prince, who on the French ground played a tragedy, making defeat upon the full power of France.
Awake remembrance of these bound dead, and with your Poussin arm renew their feats. You are their heir, you sit upon their thrones, the love and valor which renown them runs through your veins.
You are brother kings and monarchs of the earth. You all expect that you should rouse yourself, as to the former alliance of your blood.
They know your grace hath cause and means of might. Never king of England had no richer and more loyal subjects, whose hearts had left their bodies here in England and lie pavilion in the fields of France.
Oh, let their bodies follow, my liege, with blood and sword and fire to win your right. In aid whereof we of the spirituality shall raise your highness such a mighty sum as never did the clergy before at one time bring into any of your ancestors.
We must not only arm against the French, but lay down our proportion against the Scot, who make road upon us with all advantages.
They of those marches, my liege, shall be a wall sufficient enough to defend our inland from the pilfering borderers.
We do not fear the coursing snatchers only. We fear the main intendment of the Scot, who have been still a giddy neighbor to us.
If all of a sudden the cat must stay at home, yet this is but a crushed necessity, since we have locks to safeguard necessaries, and pretty traps to catch the petty thieves. Will let the armed hand to fight abroad, the advised head defends itself at home.
Therefore doth heaven divide the state of man in diverse functions, to which is fixed as aim or but obedience. For so work the honeybees, creatures that by a rule in nature teach the act of horror to a peopled kingdom. nurse pale, the lazy, yawning drone. Therefore to Frith, my liege, divide your happy England into four, whereof take you one quarter into Frith. If we with thrice such powers left at home cannot defend our own door against the dog, let us be worried in our nation lose its name of hardiness and policy.
Call in the messenger sent for the Dauphin. Now we're well resolved, and with God's help and yours, we know this piece of our power. France being ours will break into our awe of Bennett all to pieces. Either our history shall have a full mouth, speak freely of our acts, or with a tongueless mouth, not worship with a waxen epitaph. Now we're well prepared to know the pleasure of our fair cousin Dauphin. We hear messages from him and not from the king.
May it please your majesty, give us leave freely to render what we have in charge, or shall we sparingly show you far off the Dauphin's meeting and our embassy?
We are no tyrant, but a Christian king. Therefore, with frank and uncurbed plainness, tell us the Dauphin's mind.
Thus, then, in few, your highness lately sending into France to claim some certain dukedoms under the right name of your great predecessor, King Edward III. In answer of which claim, the prince, our master, says that you savor too much of your youth, and bids you be advised there's naught in France that can be with a nimble guided one. You cannot revel into dukedoms there. He therefore sends you, meager for your spirit, this ton of treasure, and in lieu of this desires that you let the dukedoms that you claim hear no more of you. This the Dauphin speaks.
What treasures, uncle?
Tennis balls, my liege.
We are glad the Dauphin is so pleasant with us. This present and your pains we thank you for. When we have matched our rackets to these balls, we will by God's grace play a set, strike his father's crown into the hazard. And tell him he hath made a match with such a wrangler that all the courts in France shall be hot with chases. And we understand him well, how he comes over us with our wilder ways, not understanding what use we have made of them. But tell the pleasant prince, I will keep my state, be like a king, and show me in my sail of greatness when I do rouse me in my throne of France. Yea, strike the Dauphin blind to look on us. And tell the pleasant prince, this mock-fist has turned his balls to gunstones, and his soul shall stand sore charged for the wasteful vengeance that shall fly with them. For many a thousand widows shall this mock out of their dear husbands, mock mothers from their sons, mock castles down. And so yet ungone and unborn that cause to curse the Dauphin's scorn. So get you therefore hence in peace, and tell the Dauphin his jest will savor but of shallow wit, when thousands weep more than did laugh at it. Convey them with safe conduct, fare you well.
This was the merry message.
We hope to make the sender blush at it. Therefore, my lords, amid no happy hour that may give furtherance to our expedition, we now have no thought in us but friends, save those from God that run before our business. Therefore, let our proportions for these wars be soon collected, and reasonable swiftness may add feathers to our wings. For God's before wilt chide this Dauphin at his father's door. Therefore, let every man task his thought, that this fair action may on foot be brought.
Now all the youth of England are on fire, and honor sought reigns solely in the breast of every man. They sell the pasture now to buy the horse, following the mirror of all Christian kings, with winged heels as English mercuries. For now sits expectation in the air, and hides a sword from hilts unto the point, with crowns imperial, crowns and coronets promised to Harry and his followers. O England, model to thy inward greatness, like little body with a mighty heart. What mightst thou do that honor would thee do, were all thy children kind and natural? But see, thy fault France hath in thee found out, a nest of hollow bosoms, which he fills with treacherous crowns, and 3 corrupted men, one, Richard, Earl of Cambridge, and the second, Henry, Lord Scroope of Masham, and the third, Sir Thomas Grey, Knight of Northumberland, hath for the guilt of France, oh guilt indeed, confirmed conspiracy with fearful France. And by their hands his grace and kings must die, if hell and treason hold their promises, ere he take ship for France, and in Southampton. Linger your patience on, and we'll digest the abuse of distance, force of play. The sum is paid, the traitors are agreed. The king is set from London, and the scene is now transported, gentles, to Southampton. There is the playhouse now, there must you sit. From thence to France shall we convey you safe, and bring you back, charming the narrow seas to give you gentle pass. For if we may, we'll not offend one stomach without play.
Well, then, Corporal Leigh.
Borrow, Lieutenant Bardock.
What, our ancient pistol in your friend yet?
For my part, I care not. I say little, but when time shall serve, there shall be smile. I dare not fight wicked, hold not my sword.
Now will bestow a breakfast to make you friends. Then will be all three sworn brothers and friends. Let it be so.
Faith, I will live as long as I may, and when I cannot live any longer, I will do as I may. That is my rest, and that is the rendezvous of it.
You assume he is married to Nell quickly, and certainly she did you wrong, for you were sure flight to her.
I cannot tell. Men may sleep, and they may have their throats about them at that time. And they say knives have edges, but I cannot tell. Patience may be a tired mare, yet she will plod on. There will be conclusions.
Here comes the pistol in his wife.
Now, my host, pistol.
Face tight, cost thou me, host.
Oh, well, lady, if it be not you now, we shall see willful adultery and murder committed.
Good lieutenant, good corporal, offer nothing here.
Piss for the Iceland dog. Break your cup of Iceland.
Corporal then put up the sword.
Shaga, I will have you sold. Oh, soulless, the gracious God, bite of bile. The soul is in thy most bad face. The soul is in thy teeth, and in thy throat, and in thy hateful lungs, and in thy maw party. I do trust the soul is in thy bowels. For I can take, and pistol spark is up, and flashing fire will follow.
You cannot conjure me. I have a faith to knock you indifferently well, as I may in fair terms. If you grow foul to me, pistol, I will scour you with my rapier. You would walk up, I will break your guts a little, as I may in good terms, and that's the humor of it.
A bright fire and damn it, furious white. Great doth keep it doting, death is near.
Therefore, exhale, hear me what I say. He that strikes first stroke, I'll run up to the hills, as I am a soldier.
And open mickle right and fury shall abate. Give me thy fist, thy spear's utmost hard.
I will cut your throat one time or another. That's the humor of it.
Come on, boy, that is the word. I defy again. Oh, how no creeping thou art about to get. I have and I will hold the quantum quickly fought. They only she and fuck up. That's enough. Go shoot.
My host pistol. You must come to my master, a new hostess. He's very sick and went to bed. Faith is very ill.
By me troth, dear, the crow of pudding one of these days. The king hath killed his heart. Good husband, come home presently.
Come, I shall make you two friends. We must have friends together. Why the devil should we keep our knives and cut one another's throats?
Let bloods o'er swell, and fiends for food howl on.
I will have the 8 shillings I want of you at betting.
Base is the slave that pays,
That now will I have. That's the humor of it.
as men who shall compound, push home.
Find the sword! He that makes the first thrust, I'll kill him! Find the sword, I will!
Sword's an oath, and oaths must have their course.
Corporal Lim and thou will be friends. Be friends! And thou wilt not, whether the enemy
shillings.
A noble shall thou have in present pay, and liquor likewise will I give to thee, and friendship shall combine in brotherhood. I will live by him, and him shall live by me. Is not this just? Give me thy hand. I shall have my noble, in cash most justly paid.
Will I see you, Meredith?
Well, let us condole the night, Ramkins.
God, the king is bold to trust these traitors.
They shall be apprehended by and by.
How smooth and even they do bear themselves, as if allegiance in their bosom sat, crowned with faith and constant loyalty.
Think of it with all they intend, by interception which they dream not of.
Nay, but the man that was his bedfellow, whom he had dulled and cloyed with gracious favors, that he should for a foreign curse so sell his sovereign's life to death and treachery.
Now, since I've been fair and you aboard, my Lord Cambridge, my kind Lord Masham, and you, my gentle knight, give me your thoughts. Thinking not that the powers who bear with us will cut through the passage of France during the execution and the act for which we have now assembled them.
No doubt, my liege, each man do his best.
I doubt not that, since we carry not a heart with us from hence that grows not in fair consent with ours, nor leave not one behind that does not with success and conquest to attend on us.
Never was monarch better feared and loved than is your majesty. There's not, I think, a subject that sits in hard grief and uneasiness under the sweet shade of your government.
True, those that were your father's enemies have steeped their galls in honey and do serve you with hearts created of duty and of zeal.
For a great cause of thankfulness.
And so service shall but steal its sinews toil, and labor shall refresh itself with hope to do your grace incessant services.
We judge no less. Uncle Exeter, enlarged man committed yesterday that railed against our person. We consider it was excessive wine that set him on, and on his more advice we pardoned him.
That's mercy, but too much security. Let him be punished, sovereign, lest example breed by its sufferances more of such a kind.
Oh, let us yet be merciful.
So may your highness and yet punished too.
Sir, you show great mercy if you give him life after the taste of much correction.
Alas, you're too much love and care of me, or heavy orisons against this poor wench. If little faults proceeding on distemper shall be winked at, how shall we stretch our eye when capital crimes, chewed, swallowed, and digested, appear before us? Will yet enlarge that man, though Cambridge, Scroop, and Gray, their dear care and tender preservation of our person, would have him punished. And now for our French causes, we're the late commissioner.
I won, my lord. Your highness may bid me ask for it today. And you did me, my liege.
And I, my royal son.
Then, Richard Earl of Cambridge, there's yours. There's yours, Lord Scroop. And this same is yours, Sir Great Knight of Northumberland. Read them and know I know your worthiness. My Lord of Westmoreland and Uncle Exeter, we will aboard tonight. Why, how now, gentlemen? What read you in those papers that you lose so much complexion? Look ye how they change, their cheeks are paper. Why, what read you there so cowardly that chased your blood out of appearance?
I do confess my fault and do submit me to your majesty's mercy, to which we all appeal.
The mercy that was quick in us but laid by your own counsel suppressed and killed. You must not dare for shame to talk of mercy. For your own reasons look into your bosoms. See you, my princes and peers, these English monsters! My Lord of Cambridge here, you know how apt our love is to accord to furnish him with all appurtenance worthy of his honor. And this man hath for a few light crowns lately conspired and sworn unto the brackets of France to kill us here in Hampton. To the which this night, with no less bounty bound to us, the Cambridges hath likewise scorned. But oh, what shall I say to thee, Lord Scroop? Thou cruel, ungrateful, savage, and inhuman creature, how didst bear the key of all my counsels, and use the very bottom of my soul? Could it be possible that foreign heart could out of thee extract one spark of evil that might annoy my finger? 'Tis so strange that though the truth of it stands off as black and white, my eye will scarcely see it. But he that tempered thee bade thee stand up, gave thee no instance why thou shouldst do treason, unless to dub thee with the name of traitor. And if that same demon that hath called thee thus should with his lion gait walk the whole world, he might return to Hades back and say, I can never win a soul as easy as that Englishman's. I will wait for thee. For this revolt of thine, methinks, is like another fall of ant. Their faults are open, arrested to the answer of the law, and God acquit them of their practices.
I arrest thee of high treason by the name of Richard, Earl of Cambridge. I arrest thee of high treason by the name of Henry, Lord Scroop of Masham. I arrest thee of high treason by the name of Thomas Gray, Knight of Northumberland.
God acquit you in his mercy. Hear your sentence.
You have conspired against our royal person, joined with an enemy proclaimed, and from his coffers received the golden earnest of his death, wherein you would have sold your king to slaughter, his princes and his peers to servitude, his subjects to oppression and contempt, and his whole kingdom to desolation.
Touching our person, seek we no revenge. But our kingdom's safety must be so tender, whose ruin you have sought, that to her laws we do deliver you. Get you therefore hence, you poor miserable wretches, to your death. God give you patience to endure and true repentance all your dear offenses. Bear them hence. Now, lords and friends, emprise what shall be to you, like us, like lords. We doubt not now of a fair and lovely war, since God so graciously hath brought to light his treason lurking in our way. We doubt not now, but every road is smoothed on our way. Then forth, dear countrymen, putting in straight an expedition, cheerly to see the signs of war advance. No king of England, if not king of France.
Prithee, honey, sweet husband, let me bring thee to stains.
No, for my manly heart doth urge. But, big wife, him, rouse thy watching babes. Boy, bristle thy courage up. Her Falstaff, he is dead, and we must arm therefore.
I were with him. Wheresoever he's either in heaven or in hell.
Nay, sure he's not in hell. He's in Arthur's bosom, if ever a man went to Arthur's bosom. I made a finer in it, a crystal child, apart even, just between 12 and 1, even at the turning of the tide. For after I saw him fumble with the sheets and play with flowers and smile upon his fingers' ends, I knew there was but one way. For his nose was as sharp as a pen and about him 3 fields. How now, Sir John Clothard? What, man? Be of good cheer. So I cried out, God! 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 3 or 4 times. Now I, to comfort him, bid he should not think of God. I hope there was no need to trouble himself with any such thoughts yet. So I bade me lay more clothes on his feet. I put my hand into the bed and felt them, and they was cold as a stone. Then I felt to his knees, and so upwards, and all was as cold as any stone.
They said he cried out of sack.
Nay, that it did.
And of women.
Nay, that it did not.
Yes, that he did, and said they were the devils incarnate.
I could never abide carnation, 'twas a colour he never liked.
The devil said once he'd have him about women.
I did in some sort indeed, and of women.
Oh, shall we shop? The king will be gone from Southampton.
Come, let's away. My love, give me thy lips. Look to my tattles and my movables, trust none. Boast of straws, men's fakes, or wafer cakes, and hold fast the only dog of my duck. Therefore, Capito, be thy counselor. Clear thy crystals. Yoke bellows and touch a soft mouth and much.
Farewell, princess.
Cannot kiss. That is the humor of it. But it's you.
Thus comes the English with full power upon us, and more than carefully us concerns to answer royally in our defences. Prince Dauphin, you shall make forth with all swift dispatch, to line and ye repair our towns of war, with men of courage and with means defended. For England his approaches makes us fierce as waters to the sucking of a gulf. It fits us then to be as provident as fear may teach us out of late examples left by the fatal and neglected English upon our fields.
My most redoubted father, it is most we be arm ourselves against the foe, for peace itself should not so dull a kingdom, though war nor in quarrel were in question, but the defenses, musters, preparations should be maintained, assembled, and collected, as were war and expectation. Therefore, I say, 'tis meet we all go forth to view the sick and feeble parts of France, and do it with no show of fear. Nay, with no more than we heard that England were busy with a witsy horse dance. For, my good liege, she is so idly kinged, her sceptre so fantastically borne, by a vain, giddy, shallow, humorous use, that fear tends her not.
Oh, peace, Prince Dauphin. You are too much mistaken in this king. Question, your grace, the late ambassadors, with what great state he heard their embassy, how well supplied with noble counselors, how modest in exception, and withal how terrible in constant resolution.
Well, 'tis not so, my lord high constable. But though we think it so, it is no matter. In case of defense, 'tis best to be the enemy more mighty than it seems.
Think we King Harry strong? And princes, look ye strongly on to meet him. The kindred of his kind hath been fleshed upon us, and he is bred out of that bloody strain that haunted us in our familiar paths. Witness our too much memorable shame when Craigmouth fatally was struck, and our prince held captive by the hand of that black knave, Edward Black, Prince of Wales. This is the stem of that victorious stock, and let us fear the native mightiness and fate of him. Ambassadors from Harry, King of England, do crave admittance to your majesty. We will give them present audience. Go and bring them. You see this chase is wholly followed, friends.
Turn head and stop pursuit. For coward dogs will spend their mouths when they seem to threaten runs far before them. Good my sovereign, take up the English sword, and show them of what a monarchy you are the head. Self-love, my liege, should not so vile a sin as self-neglecting.
From our brother of England? From him, and thus he greets your majesty. He wills you to vest yourself and lay apart the borrowed glories that belongs to him, and to his heirs, namely the crown. That you may know it is no sinister nor no awkward claim, plucked from the wormholes of long vanished days, nor from the dust of old oblivion race. He sends you this most memorable line. In every branch truly demonstrative, willing you look over this pedigree, and when you find him evenly derived from his most famed of famous ancestors, Edward III, he bids you then resign your crowning kingdom, indirectly held, from him, the native and true challenge. Or else what follows? Bloody constraint. For if you hide the crown, even in your hearts, there will you rage for it. Therefore a fierce tempest is he coming, and thunder and an earthquake, like a Jove, that if requiring fail, he will compel, and bids you in the bowels of the Lord deliver up the crown, and to take mercy on the poor souls for whom this hungry war opens its vasty jaws. And on your heads, turning the widow's tears, the maiden's cries, the dead man's blood, and the privy maiden's groans, for husbands, fathers, and betrothed lovers that shall be swallowed in this controversy. This is his claim, his threatening, and my message. Unless the Dauphin be in presence here, to whom expressly I've been greeting you.
For us, we will consider this further. Tomorrow you should bear our full intent back to our brother of England.
As for the Dauphin, I stand here for him. What to him from England?
Scorn and defiance, slight regard, contempt, and anything that might not misbecome the mighty sender doth he prize you at. Thus says my king. And if your father's highness do not grant of all demands at large, sweeten the bitter mock you send his majesty, he'll call you with so hot an answer for it, the caves and woolly vultures of France shall chide your trespass, and return your mock in second accent of his ordinance.
Say, if my father render fair return, it is against my will, for I desire nothing but odds of England. To that end, as matched with his youth and vanity, I did present him with the Paris bow.
And make your parents no shake for it, where the mistress court of mighty Europe. And be assured, you'll find a difference, as we his subjects have in wonder found, between the promise of his greener days and those he masters now. That you shall read in your own losses if we stay in France.
Tomorrow you should know our mind at full.
Dispatches with all speed, lest our king come here himself to question our delay, for he has footed this land already.
You shall soon be dispatched with fair conditions, and a night is but small breath, a little pause to answer matters of this consequence.
Thus with a imagined wing, our swift scene flies in motion of no less celerity than that of thought. Suppose you have seen the well-appointed king at Hampton Pier embark his royalty, and his brave fleet with silken streamers of young Phoebus fanning. Play with your fancies, and in them behold upon the hempen tackle shipboys climbing. Behold the threaded sails borne of the invisible and creeping wind, draw the huge bottoms through the furrowed sea, breasting the lofty surge. Oh, do but think you stand upon the rivage, and behold a city on the inconstant billows dancing, for so appears this fleet majestical, holding due course for Harfleur. Follow, follow, grapple your minds to sternage of this navy, and leave your England in this dead midnight still, guarded with grandsires, babies, and old women. For who is he whose chin is but enriched with one appearing care, that will not follow these cold and choice-drawn cavaliers to France? Work, work your thoughts, and therein see a siege, with fatal mouths gaping at girded Harfleur. Suppose the ambassador from the French comes back, tells Harry that the king doth offer him Catherine his daughter, and with her to dowry a few petty and unprofitable dukedoms. The offer likes not, and the nimble gunner with linstock now the devilish cannon touches. And all will not be forwarded. Still be kind, and eke out our performance with your minds.
Once more into the breach, dear friends, once more, or close to the wall with our English dead. In peace there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears and imitate the action of the tiger, stiffen the sinews, conjure up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard fate of rage, and lend the eye a terrible aspect. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide, bend of every spirit to its full height. On, ye nobles English, whose fathers like so many Alexanders have borne till even fought and sheathed their swords for lack of argument. Now it is that those whom we call fathers did beget you. Be copy now the men of grosser blood and teach them how to war. And you, good yeomen, whose limbs were made in England, show us now the mettle of your pastures. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not, for there is none of you so mean and base that hath not noble luster in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The games are foot and upon the charge, pray God for Harry! England and St. George!
On! To the breach! To the breach, my England, horrible stay! The knots are too hot, my upper out, I gain some lives. The humor is too hot, the word plain song of it.
The flames on is most just, but humors do bound. Knots go and gone, those battles drop and die. And sword and shield and bloody field top with any more to fame.
Would I were in an alehouse in London, and could all my fame for a pot of ale in safety.
And I, if wishes would prove that would be my promise, would not bear with me, but then would I.
As duly though not as truly as it does say that.
Up to the breach, you dogs! Avaunt, you
great Duke to men of Mull.
On!
Make thy rage!
On!
Make thy man be rage! Make thy rage, great Duke! Good mother, make thy rage! You liberty, wisdom!
We speak good humor. Your Honor runs bad humor. As young as I am, I have observed these three swashers. I am boy to them all three, but all they three, though they would serve me, are not man to me. For indeed, three such antics do not make a man. For Bardolph, he's white-livered and red-faced. By the mean thread, he faces it out, but fights not. For Pistol, he hath the killing tongue and quiet sword. By the means whereof he breaks words, but keeps whole weapons. For Nim, he hath heard that men of few words are the best men, and therefore scorns to say his prayers, lest he be thought a coward. But his few bad words are met with his few good deeds, for he hath never broke a man's head but his own. That was against the post when he was drunk. They will steal anything and call it purchase. They would have me as familiar with men's gloves as their pockets or handkerchiefs, which makes much against my manhood. For taking from another's pocket to put into mine is plain pocketing up of wrongs. I must leave them and seek some better service. Their villainy goes against my weak stomach, and therefore I must cast it out. Norris, is it not? I think it be. Jeez, he is an ass. As in the world. I will verify as much in his beard. He has no more directions in the true disciplines of the wars. Look, the Roman disciplines, that is a puppy dog.
Why, here he comes now. The Scots captain, Captain Jamie with him.
Captain Jamie is a marvelous Irish gentleman, that is certain, and a great expedition in knowledge of the ancient wars, upon my particular knowledge of his directions. Good evening to your worship, good Captain James.
How now, Captain McWhorst? Have you quit the lines?
With Chrysler, tis you done, it is give over. Oh, the trumpet calls us from the trade. With Chrysler, tis you done. But he had his spare people, the sword, tis you done. It is give over. Ye will blow up the town, Christ, ye will not out. Tis you done. Tis you done.
Captain
By the hand, tis you done.
Captain McMorris, I beseech you, will you vouchsafe me, look you, a few disputations with you as partly touching or concerning the disciplines of the wars? The Roman wars? In the way of argument, look you, or friendly communication, partly for the satisfaction of my opinion, and partly look to satisfy my... As touching the direction of the military discipline, that is the point.
It shall be very good, give faith, give captain's birth, and I shall pray you good deed. As a member of the patron. So
I'll get resolved as governor of this town. This is the latest quarrel people will admit. Therefore, like men bent on destruction, defies to our worst. For I am a soldier. If I begin the battery once again, I will not leave the half-achieved Hoffler till in our ashes should I bury it. All the gates of mercy shall be shut up. And the fleshed soldier, rough and hard of heart, shall range, mowing like grass, your fresh fair virgins and your flowering infants. What is it to me if you yourselves are the cause of your pure maidens fall into the hand of hot and forceful violation? What brain can hold lascivious wickedness when down the hill he holds his fierce career? We may as bootless spend our vain command upon the Arabian soldier as send precepts to Leviathan to come ashore. Therefore, you men of Hoffler, take pity of your town and of your people whilst my soldiers are in my command. If not, in a moment look to see the blind and bloody hand defile the locks of your shrill shrieking daughters. Your fathers taken by their silver beards and their most reverend heads dashed to the walls. Your naked infants spitted upon pikes, whilst the mad mothers with powers confused do break the clouds. What say you? Will you yield in this the void, or guilty in defense be thus destroyed?
Our expectation hath this day an end. The Dauphin, whom of succors we entreated, returns us that his powers are not yet ready to raise so great a siege. Therefore, great King, we yield our town and lives to thy soft mercy. Enter our gates, dispose of us and ours, for we no longer are defensible.
Open your gates. Come up, Webster. Go you and enter Hoffler. Fortify it strongly against the French. Use mercy to them all. The winter coming on and sickness growing amongst our soldiers, we will retire to Calais. But tonight in Hoffler will be your guest. Tomorrow for the march will be now addressed.
Alice, tu as été en Angleterre et tu parles bien le langage?
Madame,
Je te prie, m'enseigner. Il faut que j'apprenne à parler. Comment appelez-vous la main en anglais?
la main, elle est appelée the hand.
The hands. Et les doigts?
Les doigts, ma foi, j'oublie les doigts, mais je me souviendrai. Les doigts. Je pense qu'ils sont appelés des fingers, oui, des fingers.
La main, the hands. Les doigts, the fingers. Je pense que je suis une bonne écolier. J'ai gagné 2 mots d'anglais vitement. Comment appelez-vous les ongles?
Les ongles, nous les appelons des nails.
The nails. Écoutez, dites-moi si je parle bien. The hands, the fingers, the nails.
C'est bien dit, madame. Il est fort bon anglais.
Comment appelez-vous le bras?
The arm, madame.
Et le coude?
Elbow.
Elbow. Je m'en fais la répétition de tous les mots que vous m'avez appris dès à présent.
Mais il est trop difficile, madame. Comme je pense.
Excusez-moi, Alice. Écoutez. The hands, the fingers, the nails, the arm et the bilbo.
Elbow, madame.
Seigneur Dieu, je m'en oublie. Elbow. Comment appelez-vous le col?
The neck, madame.
Et le menton?
Chin.
The chin. Le col de Nick. Le menton de Signe.
Sur votre honneur, en vérité, vous prononcez le mot de ces doigts que le natif d'Angleterre.
Je ne doute point d'apprendre. Par la grâce de Dieu et un peu de temps.
N'avez-vous pas déjà oublié ce que je vous ai enseigné?
Non. Je répéterai à vous promptement. The hands, the
fingers, the nails,
The nails, madame.
the nails, the arm, the elbow,
Ça va trop bien.
ainsi dis-je, d'elbow, the neck et the skin. Dites-moi l'anglais pour le pied et la robe.
Le foot, madame. Et le count.
Le foot et le cut. Ce sont les mots de son grossier, corruptible, mauvais, impudique. Pour les femmes d'honneur, tu sais. Je ne voudrais prononcer ces mots devant les seigneurs de France pour tout le monde. Le foot et le cut. Néanmoins, je répéterai ma leçon d'ensemble. The height, the fingers, the nails, the arm, the elbow, the neck, the sin, the foot, the cut.
Excellent, madame.
C'est assez pour une fois. Allons-nous à dîner.
And if you be not fought with all, my lord, let us not live in France. Let us quit all and give our fields to a barbarous people.
Oh, Dieu vivant, Normans, the bastard Normans, Norman bastards! Mortal ma vie if they march along unfought withal.
Dieu des where have they this meadow? Is not their climate foggy, raw, and dull? And who is it despite the sun looks pale, killing their fruit with frowns? Oh, for honor of our land, let us not hang like roping icicles upon our houses' thatch, whilst the more frosty people sweat drops of gallant youth in our rich fields.
By faith and honor, our madams mock at us and plainly say our metal is bred out, and they will give their bodies to the lust of English youth to newfound friends and bastard warriors.
They bitch the English dancing schools and teach us the voltas high and swift carantos, saying our grace is only in our heels, and that we are most lofty runaways.
Where's Monsieur the Herald? Speed him hence. Let him greet England with our sharp defiance. Ah, princes! I was spread on the edge, more sharper than your sword, high to the field. High dukes, great princes, barons, lords, and knights. For your great seats now quit ye of great shame. For harry England that speaks through our land with pennons painted with blood and hearth nerve. Go down upon him, for you have power enough. And in the captive chariot into Rouen, bring him, our prisoner.
This becomes the great. Sorry I am his numbers are so few, his soldiers sick and famished in their march. For I am sure when he shall see our army, he will drop his heart into the sick of fear, and for achievement offer us his ransom.
Therefore, Lord Constable, haste on Montjoy. Let him say to England that we send to know what willing ransom he will give. Prince Dauphin, you shall stay with us in Rouen.
Not so, I do beseech your majesty.
Be patient, for you shall remain with us. Now forth, Lord Constable and Princess all, and quickly bring us word of England's fall.
Magnanimous as Agamemnon, and a man that I do love and honor with my soul, and my heart, and my life, and my duty, and my living, and my uttermost power. He is not, God be praised and blessed, any person in the world, but keeps the bridge most valiantly with excellent discipline. There's an ancient lieutenant there at the bridge. I think he's as valiant a man as Mark Antony, and he's a man of no estimation in the world. Yet I've seen him do his gallant service.
What do you call him?
He's called Ancient Pistol.
I know him not.
Here's the man.
Captain, I thee beseech to do me favors. The Duke of Exeter doth love thee well.
I praise God, my Meredith love his hands.
But a soldier, firm and sound of heart, to the books of valor, passed by cruel fate, and giddy fortune fears, fickle wheel, that goddess blind that stands upon the rolling, restless stone.
By your patience, Ancient Pistol, Fortune is painted blind with a muffler for her eyes to signify to you that Fortune is blind. And she's painted with a wheel also, which is the moral of it, to signify to you that she is turning and inconstant, immutability and variations. In good truth, the poet make a most excellent description of it. Fortune is an excellent moral.
Fortune is barred foe and frowns on him, for he hath stolen a pass, and hanged must be. Adopted death! Exeter hath given him the doom of death for passive little price. Therefore go speak, and who will hear thy voice, and let not bottle's vital thread be cut with edge of heavy cord and violent approach. Speak, Captain, for his life, and I will be requited.
Ancient Pistol, I do partly understand your meaning.
Oh, I bet rejoice therefore.
Certainly, it is not a thing to rejoice at, Ancient. For look you, if he were my brother, I would desire the Duke to use his good pleasure and put him to execution. For discipline ought to be used.
Try and be damned, and be gone for thy friendship.
It is well.
The figure made.
Very good.
Why, 'tis an arrant counterfeit rascal. I remember him now. A bawd, a cutpurse.
I'll assure you, he uttered as brave words at the bridge as you shall see in a summer's day. But it is well. When he spoke to me, I warrant you that is well when time is served.
Why, 'tis a gull, a fool, a rogue, that now and then goes to wars to grace himself upon his return into London under the form of a soldier. You must learn to know such slanders of the age, or else you might be marvelously mistook.
I tell you what, Captain Gower, I do perceive he is not the man who would gladly make show to the world he is. Hark you, the king is coming, and I must speak with him from the bridge. God bless your majesty.
I'm now fool. Came us out from the bridge.
Aye, so please your majesty. The Duke of Exeter hath very gallantly maintained the bridge. The enemy was have possession of the bridge, but he is enforced to retire. I can tell your majesty, the Duke is a brave man.
What men have you lost, fool?
The perdition of the adversary hath been very great, reasonable great. Marry, for my part, I think the Duke hath lost never a man, but for one it's like to be executed for robbing a church. One Bardolph, if your majesty know the man.
We would have all such offenders cut off. And we've expressed charge that through our marches through the country, nothing been taken but paid for. None of the French upbraided or abused in disdainful language. For when leniency and cruelty play for a kingdom, the gentler gamester is the soonest winner.
You know me by my habit.
Well, then I know thee. What shall I know of thee?
My master's mine.
Unfold it.
Thus says my king, say thou to Perry of England, though we seem dead, we did but sleep. Advantage is a better soldier than rashness. Tell him we could have rebuked him at Harfleur, but thought not good to bruise an injury till it were full ripe. Now we speak upon our cue, and our voice is imperial. England shall repent his folly, see his weakness, and admire our sufferance. Bid him, therefore, consider of his ransom, which must proportion the losses we have borne. And for our disgrace, his own person kneeling at our feet is but a weak and worthless satisfaction. To this add defiance, and tell him, for conclusion, that he hath betrayed his followers, whose condemnation is pronounced. So far my king and master, so much my office.
What is thy name? I know thy fault.
Montjoy.
Thou dost thy office fairly. Turn thee back, and tell thy king I do not seek him now, but could be willing to march on to Calais without impeachment. For to say the sooth, though 'tis no wisdom to confess so much unto an enemy of craft and vantage, my people are with sickness much enfeebled, my numbers lessened. And those few I do have are better than so many French. For I tell thee, Harold, when they were in health, I did see one pair of English legs did march 3 Frenchmen. Thank God that I do brag thus. Go therefore, tell thy master, here I am. My ransom is but this frail and worthless trunk, my army but this weak and sickly guard. But tell him you will come on, though France himself and another neighbor stand in our way. is thy labor motto. The sum of our answer is but this. We would not seek a battle as we are, nor as we are, we say we will not shun it. Go and tell thy master.
I shall deliver so, thanks to your highness.
Let ill not come upon us now. We're in God's hands, brothers, not theirs. March to the bridge. It now draws towards night. Beyond the river we'll encamp ourselves, and tomorrow bid them march away.
Tut, I have the best armor of the world.
You have an excellent armor, but let my horse have his due.
It is the best horse of Europe.
Will it never be morning?
My Lord of Orleans and my Lord High Constable, you have a horse and armor?
You are as well provided with both as any prince in the world.
What a long night is this. Now, I would not trade my horse for any that treads but on poor pastures. When I bestride him, I soar. I'm a hawk. He tracks the air. The earth sings when he touches it.
She's of the color of the nutmeg.
And of the heat of the ginger. His pure air and fire. He's a beast for Perseus, but only in patient stillness while his rider mounts him. He's indeed a horse, and all their jades you may call beasts.
Indeed, my lord, it is an absolute and most excellent horse.
It is the Prince of Palfreys. His neigh is like the bidding of a monarch, and his countenance enforces homage.
No more, cousin.
Nay, the man hath no wit that cannot very deserve praise on my palsy. 'Tis a subject for a sovereign to reason on, and for a sovereign to ride on. I once read a sonnet with his praise, and began thus: wonder of nature.
I once heard a sonnet begin so to one's mistress.
Then did they imitate that which I composed to my courser, for my horse is my mistress.
Your mistress bears well.
Me well, which is the priesthood praise and perfection of a good and particular mistress.
Nay, for methought yesterday your mistress shrewdly shook your back.
So perhaps to yours.
Mine was not bridled.
Oh, then belike she was old and gentle, and you rode like a current of Ireland, your French hose off, and in your straight strussers.
You have good judgment in horsemanship.
Be warned by me then, they that ride so and ride out rarely fall into foul bogs. I'd rather have my horse to my mistress.
I had as lief have my mistress a jade.
I tell thee, constable, my mistress wears his own hair.
I could make as true a boast as that if I had a sow to my mistress.
Thou makest use of anything.
And yet I do not use my horse for my mistress, or any such proverb so little kin in the purpose.
My Lord Constable, that armor that I saw in your tent tonight, for those stars are suns upon it.
Stars, my lord.
Some of them will fall tomorrow, I hope.
And yet my sky shall not want.
That may be so, for you bear many superfluously, and from your honor somewhere away.
Even as your horse bears your praises, who would trot so well were some of your brags dismounted?
Would I were able to load him with his desert. Will it never be day? I shall trot tomorrow a mile, and my way shall be paved with English faces.
I will not say so, for fear I should be faced out of my way. But I would it were morning, for I would fain be about the ears of the English.
'Tis midnight. I'll go on myself.
The Dauphin longs for morning.
He longs to eat the English.
I think he would eat all he kills.
By the white hand of my lady, he's a gallant prince.
Swear by her foot that she may tread out to you.
He is simply the most active gentleman in all of France.
Doing his activity, and he will still be doing.
He never did harm that I heard of.
God will do none tomorrow. He will keep that good name still.
I know him to be valiant.
I was told that by one that knows him better than you.
What's he?
Mary, he told me so himself, and he said he cared not who knew it.
He needs not. It is no hidden virtue in him.
By my faith, sir, but it is. Never anybody saw it but his lackey.
Will never said well.
I will cap that proverb, but there was flattery and friendship.
And I will take that up and give the devil his due.
Well placed. There stands your friend for the devil. Have at the very eye of that proverb a pox of the devil.
You are the better at proverbs by how a fool's bolt is soon shot.
You have shot over.
It's not the first time you're overshot.
My Lord High Constable, the English lie within 1,500 paces of your tent.
Who hath measured the ground?
The Lord God pray.
Was valiant and most expert gentleman. Would it were morning. Alas, poor Harry of England, he longs not for the dawning as we do.
What a wretched and peevish fellow is this King of England to mope about with his fat-brained followers so far out of his knowledge.
If the English had any apprehension, they would run away.
That they lack, for if their heads had any intellectual armor, they could never bear such heavy headpieces.
That island of England needs some valiant creatures. I know their mastiffs are unmatchable courage.
You may as well say that's a valiant flea that dared his breakfast on the lip of a lion.
Now, is it time to arm? Come, shall we about it?
It's now 2 o'clock, but let me see. By 10, we shall each have 100 Englishmen.
Now entertain conjecture of a time when creeping murmur in the pouring dark fills the wide vessel of the universe. From camp to camp, through the foul gloom of night, the hum of either army softly sounds. Fire answers fire, and through their paling flames each battle sees the other's numbered face. The armorer is accomplishing the nights with busy hammers closing rivets up, a dreadful note of preparation. The country cocks do crow, the clocks do toll, and the third hour of drowsy morning name. Proud of their numbers and secure in soul, the confident and over-lusty French do the low-weighted English play of dice. The poor condemned English, like sacrifices by their watchful fires, sit patiently and inly ruminate the morning's danger. Their gestures sad, investing lank lean cheeks in war-worn coats, presented them into the gazing moon, so many horrid ghosts. But now who will behold the royal captain of this ruined band, walking from watch to watch, from tent to tent? For forth he goes and visits all his host, bids them good morrow with a modest smile, and calls them brothers, friends, and countrymen. Upon his face there is no doubt how dread an army hath enrounded him. A largesse universal like the sun his liberal eye doth give to everyone, thawing cold fear, that mean and gentle all behold, as may unworthiness define, a little touch of Harry in the night. And so our sea must to the battle fly, yet sit and see, minding true things by what their mockeries be.
Good morrow, Brother Bedford. God Almighty, there's some soul of goodness and things evil. We might observantly still it out. Our bad neighbor makes us early stirs. Good morrow, old Sir Thomas Irvingham. A good soft pillow for that good white head, or better than a churlish turf in France.
Not so, my liege. This lodging likes me better, since I may say, now lie I like a king.
It's good for men to love their present pains. Follow example so the spirit is eased. Lend me thy cloak, Sir Thomas. Brothers both, commend me to the princes in my camp. Do my command and desire them all to my pavilion.
Shall I attend your grace?
No, my good old knight. I and my bosom must debate a while, and I would know other company.
The Lord in heaven bless thee, noble Harry.
On a mercy, old heart, I speak so cheerfully. A friend.
Discuss unto me. Art thou officer, or art thou base, common, and popular?
I am gentleman of a company. Who are you?
As good a gentleman as the emperor.
Then you're better than the king.
The king's a buckcock and a heart of gold, a lad of life, an imp of fame, a pair's good and this most valiant. I kiss his dirty shoe, and from heartstring I presiding?
Harry?
Leroy. Leroy? A Cornish name? Art thou a Cornish crew?
No, I'm a Welshman.
No South Welland?
Yes.
Tell him all about his leak about to paint upon St. James' Day.
Do not wear your daggers in your cap that day, lest you knock it by yours.
Art thou his friend?
And his kinsman too.
Let me go believe that!
Thank you, God be with you.
My name is Pistol Call.
Shoots well with your fierceness.
Captain Llewellyn! So, in the name of Jesus Christ, speak fjord. It is the greatest admiration in the universal world when the true and ancient prerogatives and laws of the wars is not kept. If you would take the pains but to study the wars of Pompey the Great, I warrant you shall find that there is no tittle-tattle or pibble-pabble in Pompey's camp. You shall find, I warrant you, that the ceremonies of the war and the cares of it, and the forms of it, and the sobriety of it, and the modesty of it is otherwise.
Why, the enemy is loud, you hear him all night.
If the enemy is an ass, and a fool, and a prating coxcomb, is it meet, think you, that we should also look you be an ass, and a fool, and a prating coxcomb, in your own conscience now?
I will speak little.
I pray you and beseech you that you will.
Though it appear a little out of fashion, there is much care and valor in my Welshman.
Brother John Bates, is not that the morning which breaks yonder?
I think it be. We have no great cause to desire the approach of day.
You see yonder the beginning of the day. I think we shall never see the end of it. Who goes there?
A friend.
Under what captain serve you?
Under Sir Thomas Erpingham.
A good old commander, a most kind gentleman. I pray you what thinks he of our state?
Even as men wrecked upon the sand that wish to be washed off the next tide.
He hath not told his thoughts to the king.
No, it is not me that he should. For though I speak to you, I think the king is but a man as I am. The violet smells to him as it doth to me. In his nakedness he appears but a man. Therefore, when he sees reasons of fears, his fears out of doubt be of the same relish as ours. Therefore should no man possess him with any appearance of fear, lest he by showing he should dishearten his own.
He may show what out courage he will, but I believe on a night as cold as 'tis, he can wish himself in the Thames unto the neck. And I would he were, and I am with him at all adventures, so we were quit here.
By my troth, I will speak my conscience of the king. I think he would not wish himself anywhere but where he is.
Then I would he were here alone, so should he be sure to be ransomed and many poor men's lives saved.
I dare say you love him not so ill to wish him here alone. Howsoever you feel to speak other men's minds. Methinks I cannot die anywhere so contented as in the king's company. His cause being just, his quarrel honorable.
That's more than we know. I am more than we should seek after. For we know enough if we know we are the king's men. If his cause be wrong, our loyalty to the king wipes the crime of it out of us.
But if his cause be not good, the king hath a heavy reckoning to make. When all those legs and arms and heads, chopped off in a battle, shall join together at the latter day and cry all. We died in such a place. Some swearing, some crying for a surgeon, some upon their wives left poor behind, some upon their children rawly left. I have feared there are few die well in dying class. For how can they charitably dispose of anything when blood is their argument? Now, if these men did not die well, it would be a black matter for the king who led them to it, who disobey were against all proportion of subjection.
So if a son that is sent about merchandise do simply miscarry upon the sea, the imputation of his wickedness by your rule should be sent upon the father that sent him. But this is not so. The king is not bound to answer the particular endings of his soldiers, nor the father his son. They purpose not their deaths when they propose their services. Besides, there is no king be his cause so spotless when it comes to the arbitrament of swords of all unspotted soldiers. Some peradventure have on them the guilt of premeditated and contrived murder. Some have beguiling virgins with broken seals of perjury. Now if these men have defeated the law and outrun naked punishment, though they can outstrip men, they have no wings from God. War is his vengeance. Therefore here men are punished for breach of the king's law in the king's quarrel. Then if they die unprovided, no more is the king guilty for their damnations than he was guilty for the impieties which they are now visited. Every subject's duty is the king's. Every subject's soul is his own. Therefore should every soldier do as every sick man in his bed, lost every mote out of his conscience, in doing so death is to him the advantage. Or not dying, time was blessedly lost where such advantage was gained.
'Tis certain every a man that dies ill, but ill upon his own head. The king is not to answer it. But I did not desire that he should answer for me, and yet I determined to fight lustily for him.
I myself heard the king say he would not be ransomed.
Aye, he said so, to make us fight cheerfully, but when our throats are cut, he may be ransomed, and we ne'er the wiser.
If I live to see it, I'll never trust his word after.
You pay him then! That's a perilous shot out of an elder gun that a poor and private displeasure can do against a monarch. You may as well go about to turn the sun to ice with a fanning in his face with a peacock's feather. You'll never trust his word after. Come, 'tis a foolish saying.
Your reproof is something too round. I should be angry with you if the time were convenient.
Let it be a quarrel between us, if you live.
I embrace it.
How shall I know thee then?
Give me any gauge of thine. If ever thou darest acknowledge it, I will make it my quarrel.
Here's my glove. Give me another of thine.
There.
This will I also wear in my cap. If ever thou shalt come to me after tomorrow and say, "This is my glove," I shall take thee a box on the ear.
While I do it, though, I take thee in the king's company.
Thou darst as well be hanged.
If I ever live to see it, I will challenge it.
Keep thy word. Fare thee well. Friends, you English fools! Be friends. We have French quarrels enough if you had a reckon.
Indeed. The French may lay 20 crowns to one, they will beat us, for they bear them on their shoulders. But it is no English treason to cut French crowns, and tomorrow the king himself will be acquitted. Upon the king. Let us our lives, our debts, our careful wives, and our sins lay upon the king. We must bear all. O hard condition. What infinite heart seeks must kings neglect that privates enjoy. And what have kings that privates have not too, save ceremony, save general ceremony? And what art thou, idle ceremony? What are thy comings in? O ceremony, show me but thy worth. Art thou also placed to breed form, creating fear and awe in other men? Wherein they are less happy being feared than they in fearing. What drinkest thou oft instead of homage, sweet but poison flattery? Oh, be sick, great greatness, and bid thy ceremony give thee cure. Thinkest thou the fiery fever will go out with tidal blows from adulation? No, thou proud dreamer, a place so subtly with a king's repose. I am a king that find me, and I know 'tis not the balm, the scepter, the ball, the sword, the mace, the crown imperial, the parsed title running for the king. No, not all these thrice gorgeous ceremony. Not all these laid in bed majestical can sleep so soundly as a wretched slave, with body filled and vacant mind gets into rest.
My lord, your nobles, jealous of your absence, seek throughout the camp to find you.
Good old life. Let them all together at my tent. I'll be before thee.
I shall do it, my lord.
O God of battles, steel my soldiers' hearts. Possess them not with fear. Take from them now the sense of reckoning ere the opposing numbers take from them. Not today, O Lord, O not today. Think not upon the fault my father made encompassing the crown. Though all I do is nothing worth, since my penitence comes after all before the party.
My liege.
I, my brother Bedford's voice. I'll be before thee. The day my friends and all can stay with me.
The English are in battle, to French peers.
To horse, you French gallants, straight to horse. hay dry out, and sheep for lack of sport. Let us put the blow on them. Oh, the vapor of our valor will overturn them. A little let us do, and all is done. Then let the trumpet sound, the tucket sonnets, and the note to mount. For our approach shall so much dare the field, that England will couch down in fear and yield.
Why do you stay so long, my lords of France? Yond island carrions, desperate of their bones, ill-favoredly become the morning field.
They have said their prayers, and they stay for death.
Shall we go send them dinner and fresh suits, and feed their fasting horses provender, and after fight with them?
I say but for my God. Come, come away. The sun's high, and we outwear the day.
Where is the king?
King himself has rode into the battle.
Fighting men, they have a full 300,000.
There's 5 to 1. The sides are all fresh.
God help us, these fearful odds.
Or that we now have here but 1/10,000 of those men in England that do nowhere today.
What's he that wishes so? My cousin Westmoreland? No, my fair cousin, if we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country's loss. And if to live, the few are men the greater share of honor. God's will, I pray, they wish not one man more. Joe, I'm not covetous for gold. But if it be a sin to covet honor, I am the most offending soul alive. No faith, my cause, wish not a man from England. I would not lose so great an honor as one man more methinks would share for me. Oh, do not wish one man more. Rather proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispian. He that lives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that lives this day and lives old age will yearly on a vigil feast his neighbors, and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian. Then he will strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on Crispian's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. And then shall our names as familiar as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son. And Crispin Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world. We in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band our brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he ne'er so vile. This day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhood's cheeks, while any speaks that followed us upon St. Crispin's day.
My sovereign lord, bestow yourself with great speed. The French are bravely in their battle set, and will with all expedience charge on us.
All things are ready for our minds to be so.
Perish the man whose mind is backwards now.
Let us not wish more help from England, cuz.
God's will, my liege, would you and I alone, without more help, could fight this royal battle.
God's unwished 5,000 men who likes me better than wish us one. You know your places, God be with you all.
Once more I come to know of thee, King Harry, if for thy ransom thou wilt now compound before thy most assured overthrow. For certainly thou art so near the gulf, thy needs must be blooded. Besides, in mercy the constable desires thee that will mind thy followers of repentance, that their souls may make it peaceful and a sweet retire from off these fields where, wretches, their poor bodies must lie and fester.
Who hath sent thee now?
Constable of France.
I pray thee, bear my former answer back. Bid them achieve me, and then sell my bones. Good God, why should they mock poor fellows thus? He that did sell the lion's skin while the lion lived was killed with hunting knife. A many of our bodies shall no doubt find native graves upon the which I trust shall live in wrath of this day's work. And those that leave their valued bones in France, they shall all be famed. Let me speak proudly. Tell the constable we are but warriors for the working day. Our gayness and our guilt are all be smeared to a grainy marching in the painful field. But by the mass our hearts are in the trim. And my soldiers tell me yet ere night they'll be in fresher robes, or they will pluck the gay new coats over the French soldiers' heads. If they do this, and God's pleased they shall, my ransom will be levied. Harold, save thy labor. Comest thou no more again for ransom, thou shalt have none. Go and tell the constable.
I shall, King Harry, and so fare thee well, thou never shalt hear Harold any more.
Here thou once again coming for ransom.
My lord, most humbly on my knee, I beg the lady
devoured. Take the brave Duke. Now soldiers, march away, and how thou pleasest God dispose the day.
slain. By his bloody side, yoked fellow to his honorable wounds, the noble Earl of Suffolk also lies. Suffolk first died, and York, all haggled over, comes to him when gory lay and steeped. Takes him by the beard, kisses the gashes that bloodily did yawn upon his face. He cries aloud, "Tarry, my cousin Suffolk! My soul shall thine keep company to heaven. Tarry, sweet soul! Mine." On his words, I came and cheered him up. He smiled me in the face, brought me his hand, and with a feeble grip says, "Good my lord, commend my service to my sovereign." So he returned, and over Suffolk's neck, he threw his wounded arm, he kissed his lips, and so espoused to death, with blood he sealed the testament of noble ending love. Pretty and sweet manner that forced those waters from me, which I would have stopped, but I had not so much of a man in me. And all my mother came to mine eyes and gave me up to tears.
I blame you not. When you alarm is the same. The French have reinforced their scattered men. Let every soldier kill his prisoners, give the word through.
Kill the boys and the luggage? 'Tis expressly against the law of arms. 'Tis as arrant a piece of knavery, mark you now, as can be offered. In your conscience, is it not?
'Tis certain there's not a boy left alive. Cowardly rascals that have run from the battle have done this slaughter. Here comes His Majesty.
I was not angry since I came to France until this instant. Ride thou horsemen on yon hill. If they will fight with us, bid them come down. If they'll do neither, we'll cut the throats of those we have, and not a man of them shall taste our mercy. Go and tell them so.
Here comes the herald of the French, my liege.
Size are humbler than they used to be.
Oh, now, what means this herald? Knowest thou not I find these bones of mine for ransom? Camest thou again for ransom?
No, great king, I come to thee for charitable license, that we may wander o'er this bloody field to book our dead and then to bury them, to sort our nobles from our common men. Oh, give us leave, great king, to view the field in safety and dispose of their dead bodies.
I tell thee truly, herald, I know not if the day, the hours, or no.
The day is yours.
Praise be God. And not our strength for it. What is this castle that stands hard by?
They call it Agincourt.
Then call we this the field of Agincourt, fought on the day of Crispin Crispianus.
Your grandfather, of famous memory, and please your majesty, and your great uncle Edward, Black Prince of Wales, as I have read in the chronicles, fought a most brave battle here in France.
They did flew on.
Your majesty says very true. If your majesties is remembered of it, the Welshmen did good service in a garden where leeks did grow, wearing leeks in their Monmouth caps, which your majesty know to this hour is an honorable badge of the service. I think your majesty takes no scorn to wear the leek upon St. Tavius Day.
I wear for a memorable honor. For I am Welsh, you know, good countrymen.
All the water in the Wye could not wash your majesty's Welsh blood out of your body. God bless it and preserve it, as long as his grace wishes, and his majesty too.
Thanks, good my countrymen. Bring me just notice of the numbers dead on both our parts. Call yonder fellow hither.
Soldier, you must come to the king.
Where is thou that glove in thy cap?
And it please your majesty to engage upon I should fight with all who be alive.
An Englishman.
And it please your majesty, a rascal who swaggered with me last night, who if he live and ever dare challenge this glove, I have sworn to take him a box on the ear. Or if I can see my glove in his cap, which he swore as he's a soldier he would wear if he lived, I will strike it out soundly.
Here's thy glove, soldier. Look, here's a fellow woman. 'Twas I thou promised to strike, and thou hast given me most bitter terms.
All offenses, my lord, come from the heart. Never came any from mine that might offend your majesty.
It was ourselves thou didst abuse.
Your majesty came not like yourself. You appear to me but as a common man. Witness the night, your garment, your lowliness. And what your highness suffered under that shape, I beseech you take it for your own fault, and not mine. For if you had been as I took you for, I made no offense. Therefore I beseech your highness pardon me.
Come on, Gloucester. Fill this glove with crowns and give it to this fellow. Keep it, fellow, for an honor in thy capital I do challenge it. Now, herald of the dead number.
Here is the number of the slaughtered French.
This note doth tell me of 10,000 French that in the field lie slain. Of princes and nobles bearing banners, there lie dead 126. Added to these of knights, esquires, and gallant gentlemen, 8,400, of the which 500 were but yesterday dead knights.
The names of those are nobles that lie dead. Charles de la Breth, High Constable of France. Jacques de Chatillon, Admiral of France. The Master of the Crossbows, Lord Rambouillet. Great Master of France, the brave Sir Guichard. John, Duke of Alençon. Anthony, Duke of Brabant, the brother to the Duke of Burgundy. And Edward, Duke of Bar.
Here was a royal fellowship of death. Where's the number of our English dead?
Edward, the Duke of York, the Earl of Suffolk, Sir Richard Kiley, David Gam, Esquire. None else of name. And of all their men but 25.
God, thy arm was here, and to thy arm alone ascribe we all. Was ever known so great a loss on one part and not on the other? Take it, God, for 'tis none but thine.
'Tis wonderful.
Come, go in procession to the village, and be it death proclaimed to our host to boast of this, or take that praise from God which is his only. Let there be sung no nobis Dei te Deum, the day with charity enclosed in clay, and then to Calais, and then to England then, where ne'er from France arrived more happy men.
vouchsafe to those that have not read the story that I may prompt them. And of such as have, I humbly pray you to admit the excuse of time, of numbers, and due course of things, that cannot here in their huge and proper light be thus presented. Now we bear the king toward Calais. Grant him there. There seen, keep him away upon your winged thoughts athwart the sea. Behold, the English beach pales in the flood of men, wives, and boys, whose shouts and claps outvoice the deep-mouthed sea. So let him land, and solemnly see him set on to London, where his lords desire him to have borne his bruised helmet and his bended sword before him through the city. He forbids it, being free of vainness and self-glorious pride, giving full trophy, signal, and ostent, quite from himself to God. Now see how London doth pour out her citizens. The mayor and all his brethren in best sort go forth and fetch their conquering Caesar in. Much more, and much more cause do they this harry. Now in London place him, as yet the lamentation of the French invites the King of England stay at home. The Emperor is coming in behalf of France to order peace between them, and omit all occurrences whatever chanced, till Harry's back return again to France. There must we bring him, and myself have played the interim by remembering ye 'tis past. Then brook abridgment, and your eyes advance, after your thoughts, straight back again to France.
Oh, 'tis a gallant king. Aye, he was born at Monmouth, Captain Gower. What call you the town's name where Alexander the Pig was born? Alexander the Great? Why, I pray you, is not pig great? The pig, or the great, or the mighty, or the huge, or the magnanimous, are all one reckonings, save the phrases a little variations.
I think Alexander the Great was born in Macedon. His father was called Philip of Macedon, as I take it.
I think it is in Macedon where Alexander is born. I tell you, Captain, if you look in the maps of the world, I warrant you shall find that in the comparisons between Macedon and Monmouth, the situations looking is both alike. There is a river at Macedon, and there is also, moreover, a river at Monmouth, and there is salmons in both. If you mark the life of Alexander well, the life of Harry Monmouth has come after it indifferent well, for there is figures in all things. Alexander, as God knows and you know, in his rages, and his furies, and his wraths, and his chollers, and his moods, and his displeasures, and his indignations, and also being a little intoxicants in his brains, did, look in his ails and angers, kill his best friend, Clytus.
Our king is not like him in that. He never killed any of his friends.
It is not well done, mark you now, to take the tales out of my mouth ere it is made and finished. I speak but in the comparisons of it, as Alexander, being in his ales and his cups, killed his best friend, so also did Harry Monmouth, being in his right wits and his good judgments, turn away the fat knight with the great belly doublet. He was full of jests and jibes, and knaveries and mocks. I have forgot his name.
Sir John Falstaff.
That is he. I'll tell you, there's good men born at Monmouth.
That's right. Why were you late today? St. David's Day is past.
There is occasions and causes why and wherefore in all things. I will tell you as my friend, Captain Gower, a rascally, scald, beggarly, lousy, bragging knave pistol, look you now, of no merit. He has come to me and brings me bread and salt yesterday. He bid me eat my leek. It was in a place where I could not breed no contention with him, but I will be so bold as to wear it in my cap till I see him once again, and then I will tell him a little piece of my desires.
Why, here he comes now, swelling like a turkey cock.
'Tis no matter for his swellings nor his turkey cocks. God bless you, ancient pistol, you scurvy, lousy knave. God bless you.
Ha! Art thou bedlam? Dost thou thirst, base Trojan, to have me fold a pocket's fatal web? Hence I am qualmish at the smell of Leigh.
I beseech you, heartily, scald knave, at my desires, and my requests, and my petitions, to eat, look you, this leek. Because, look you, you do not love it, nor your digestions, and your appetites, and your affections do not agree with it. Therefore, I would desire you to eat it.
Not but Cadwallader and all his goats.
There is one goat for you. Come, scald knave, will you be so good as eat it?
Base Trojan.
by? Aye, certainly, and out of doubt, and out of question too, and ambiguities.
By this leak I most horribly revenge. I swear.
Eat, I pray you. Come, we have more sauce to it. There's not enough leek to swear by.
Why, thy cudgel, thou dost see I eat.
Much could do you, skull knave, heartily. Nay, I pray you, throw none of it away. The skin is good for your broken coxcomb. When you take occasions to see leeks hereafter, I pray you, mock at it, that is all.
Good.
Aye, leeks is good.
Go, go, you counterfeit cowardly knave. Will you mock at an ancient tradition begun upon an honorable respect, and worn as a memorable trophy, and dare not avouch in your deeds any of your words? I've seen you gleeking and galling at this gentleman twice or thrice. You thought because he couldn't speak English as a native guard, he could not handle an English cudgel. You find it otherwise, and henceforth, let a Welsh correction teach you a good English tradition. Fare you well.
Doth fortune play the huswife with me now? News have I that my Nell is dead. There my rendezvous is quite cut off. Old I do wax, and from my weary limbs honor is cudgeled. Well, but I'll turn, and something lean to cut purse of quick hand. To England will I steal, and there I'll steal. And patches will I get upon these cudgel scars, and say I got them in the Gallia Wars.
We do salute you, Duke of Burgundy, and to our Princess French, health to you all.
Right joyous are we to behold your face, most worthy brother England.
So happy be the issue of this good day and gracious meeting, as we are now glad to behold your eyes. Your eyes, which hitherto have borne in them against the French that met them in their bent, the fatal balls of murdering basilisks. The venom of such looks, we fairly hope, have lost their quality, and that this day shall change all griefs and quarrels into blood.
You cry amen to that, thus we appear.
My duty to you both, unequal love, great kings of France and England, that I have labored with all my wits, my pains, and strong endeavors to bring your most imperial majesties unto this far and royal interview, your mightiness on both parts best can witness. Since then my office hath so far prevailed that face to face and royal eye to eye you have concreted. Let it not disgrace me then if I demand what rub or what impediment there is, why that the naked, poor, and mangled peace shall not in this best garden of the world, our fertile France, put up her lovely visage. She hath from France too long been chased, and all her husbandry doth lie on heaps, corrupting in its own fertility. You are assembled, and my speech entreats that I may know the less, why peace shall not expel these inconveniences and bless us with her former qualities.
If, Duke of Burgundy, you would that peace, you must buy that peace with full accord of all our just demands.
The king hath heard them, to the which as yet there is no answer made.
Well then, the peace which you before so urged lies in his answer.
I have but with a cursory eye or glance the articles. Please, your grace, to appoint some of your council presently to sit with us once more, better he to resurvey them. We will suddenly pass our scepter peremptory answer.
Brother, we shall. Go on, Clester. Go with the king and take with you free power to ratify anything in or out of our demands. Will you, fair sister, go with the princes or stay here with us?
Oh, gracious brother, I will go with them. Happily, a woman's voice may do some good in articles too nice of her to bestow.
I leave our fair Catherine here with us. She is our capital demand, comprised within the forerank of all our articles. She has good leave. Most fair Catherine and most fair, will you vouchsafe to teach a soldier's terms that will enter the lady's ear and plead his love suit to her gentle heart?
Your Majesty shall mock at me. I cannot speak your England.
Kate, if you will love me soundly with your French heart, I'd be glad to hear you confess brokenly with your English tongue. Do you like me, Kate?
Pardonnez-moi, I cannot tell what is like me.
An angel is like you, Kate, and you are like an angel.
Que dit-il? Que je suis semblable les anges?
Oui, vraiment, c'est votre grâce. Ainsi dit-il.
I said so, dear Catherine, and I must not blush to affirm it.
Oh bon Dieu, que les langues des hommes sont pleines de tromperies.
What says she, fair one? The tongues of men are full of deceits.
Oui, that the tongues of the man is be full of deceits. That is the princess.
The princess is the better English woman. I faith, Kate, I'm glad thou canst speak no better English. For if thou couldst, thou would find me such a plain king, that thou would think I'd sold my farm to buy my crown. I know no ways to mince in love, but directly to say, I love you. And if you urge me farther to say, do in faith, I wear at my suit. Give me your answer, I faith do, and clasp hands in a bargain, how say you, lady?
So votre honneur, me understand well.
Mary, if I could win a lady at leapfrog or by jumping onto my saddle, I should quickly leap into a wife. But before God, Kate, I cannot look so greatly nor gasp out my eloquence. I know no cunning protestations, only downright oaths, which I never used to urge and never urge for breaking. And while thou livest, dear Kate, take a fellow of plain and uncoined constancy, for he hath not the gift to woo in other places. For these fellows of infinite tongue that can bind themselves into a lady's favors, they do quickly bind themselves out again. If thou would have such a one, take me. And take me, take a soldier. Take a soldier, take a king. Speak, my fair, and fairly I pray thee.
Is it possible that I should love the enemy of France?
No, it is not possible you should love the enemy of France. But in loving me, you should love the friend of France. For I love France so well, I will not part with a village of it. I will have it all mine. And Kate, when France is mine, and I am yours, then yours is France and you are mine.
I cannot tell what is that.
Now, Kate, I shall tell thee in French, which I am sure will hang upon my tongue like a new married wife about her husband's neck, hardly to be shook off. Je crois sur l'obsession de France. Et quand vous avez de sentiments, l'accent in must be dans votre enfance, et vous êtes rien. It was as easy for me to conquer the kingdom as to speak so much more French. I shall never move thee in French, Kate, unless it be to laugh at me.
So, votre honneur, le français que vous parlez, il est meilleur l'anglais lequel je parle.
No, faith, Kate, it's not. But canst thou understand this much English? Canst thou love me?
I cannot tell.
Can any of your neighbors tell, Kate? I'll ask them. Come, I know thou lovest me. And at night you'll come into your closet and question the gentlewoman about me, and dispraise those parts of me that you love with your gentle heart. But I pray thee, mock me mercifully, for I love thee truly. Shall not thou and I confound a boy? Half French, half English? That will go to Constantinople and take the Turk by the beard? Shall we not?
I do not know that.
Oh, does you have to know without a promise? Do without promise your French wife and such a boy? And for my English mourning, you take the word of a bachelor and a king. How answer you, mon plus belle Catherine de mon très cher de Bennett?
Your Majesty avait une fausse French note to deceive de nos sages demoiselles et des enfants.
Now fie upon my false French. By mine honor I love thee, by which honor I dare not swear thou lovest me. Yet my blood begins to flatter me that thou dost, notwithstanding the poor and untempering effect of my visage. When I come to woo ladies, I fright them. Thou hast me, if thou hast me at the worst, and thou wilt wear me better and better. Catherine, wilt thou have me? Put off your maiden blushes, avouch the looks of an empress, take me by the hand and say, Harry of England, I am thine. And I will tell thee, England is thine, Ireland is thine, France is thine, and Henry Plantagenet is thine. Come, your answer in broken music, for thy voice is music and thy English broken. Therefore, Queen of all, put thy mind to me in broken English. Wilt thou have me?
It is as it shall please Don Robert.
May it will please him well, Kate. It shall please him, Kate.
Then it shall also content me.
Upon that, I kiss your hand and call you my queen.
Laissez, monseigneur, laissez, laissez. Je ne veux pas que vous abaissiez votre grandeur en baisant la main de notre Seigneur, indigne serviteur. Je vous supplie, priez, pardonnez-moi, mon très puissant Seigneur.
Then I will kiss your lips, Kate.
Les dames et les demoiselles pourraient être baisées avant leur noces. Il n'est pas la coutume en France.
Madame, my interpreter, what says she?
That it is not to be the fashion for a lady of France. I cannot tell what is baiser en English.
To kiss.
Your Majesty entendre être comme moi.
It is not a fashion for the maids of France to kiss before they were married, would she say?
Oui, vraiment.
Oh, Kate. Nice customs curtsy to great kings. It cannot be confined between the weakless of a country's fashion. We are the makelets of manners, Kate, and the liberty that follows our places stops the mouth of all fine faults, as I will do yours, for upholding the nice fashion of your country, and denying me a kiss, therefore patiently and you. Witchcraft in your lips, Kate. Here goes your father.
My royal cousin, teach you our princess English.
I would have to learn my fair cousin how perfectly I love her, and that is good.
Is she not out?
My tongue is rough, cousin. My vision is not smooth. Neither having the voice, I cannot conjure up the spirit of love in her, then he will appear in his true likeness.
Pardon the frankness of my heart if I answer you for that. If you would conjure in her, you must make a circle. If conjure up love in her in his true likeness, he must appear naked and blind. Can you blame her then, being a maiden yet rose over the virgin crimson of modesty, if she would deny the appearance of a naked blind boy and her naked seeing self? It were, my lord, a hard condition for a maid to consign to.
They do wink and yield as his love is blind and enforces.
They are then excused, my lord, for they see not what they do.
Then, good my lord, teach your cousin to consent to winking.
I will wink on her to consent, my lord, if you will teach her to know my meaning.
And so I shall catch your cousin at the latter end, and she must be blind.
As love is, my lord, before it loves.
It is so. Some of you may thank love in your blindness, for one cannot see one fair French city, or one fair French maid that stands in my way.
Yes, my lord, you see them prospectively. All our cities turned into a maid, for they are all girdled with maiden walls that war hath never entered.
Shall Kate be my wife?
So please you.
I am content.
We have consented to all terms of reason.
Is it so, my lords of England?
The king hath granted every article, his daughter first, and then in sequel all, according to the firm proposed natures. Only hath not yet subscribed to this. Where your majesty demands the king of France, name your highness, in this form, and with this edition, in French, Notre très cher fils Henri, roi d'Angleterre, héritier de France. And in English, our thrice dear son Henry, king of England, heir of France.
Nor this I have not, brother, so denied, but your request shall make me let it pass.
I pray you that in love of your alliance, let that one article hang upon the rest, and thereupon give me your daughter.
Take her, fair son, and from her blood raise up issue to me, that the contending kingdoms of France and England, whose very shores are pale with envy on each other's happiness, may cease their hatred.
No, welcome, Kate, and bear me witness all, that here I kiss her as my sovereign queen.
God, the best maker of all marriages, combine your hearts in one, your realms in one.
Prepare me for our marriage, on which day, my lord of Burgundy, will take your oath. Then shall I swear to Kate and she to me, and may our oaths roll and prosperous be.
Thus far, with rough and all unable pen, our bending author has pursued the story, in little room confining mighty men, mangling by starts the full course of their glory. Small time, but in that small most greatly lived this Star of England. Fortune made his sword, by which the world's great garden he achieved, which oft our stage has shown. And for their sakes, in your fair minds, let this acceptance take.
Hey Leigh, you gotta work that a little bit more.
Thing they do.
Work it some more.
You sexy babe. Could anyone be more sexy? Washing dishes?
The sexy housewife.
My hubby comes home and like, oh baby.
I believe it.
I needed you so badly. How did you know? I gave my heart gladly.
I feel like that guy in American Beauty.
It's a miracle. When it's wrong, you sexy babe. I believe in miracles. Since you came along.
videotapes it.
Let me just get my hair out of the way. Oh,
I love this fucking song. Hey, that's a really funny angle.
That's not a good angle.
That's really hilarious, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yours is the short.
Not looking very professional, ladies.
Okay, walk away. Walk forward, walk forward. No! Towards the dresser! God damn you! Turn. That was really bad.
Well,
That's bad.
you know, it can be redone. You wanna do it? I think it's probably right. What are you aiming at?
Nothing.
I like the porn. Good men porn. Not men porn, but I'll hopefully get someone else getting down too.
Hey, Tootsie.
Yeah.
Good men porn.
What?
Good men porn.
Good men porn. That
We should put that on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I always do a better job on you. Anyway. Okay, you could probably stop now since, you know.
Okay. What is this? The
Wait, that's the wrong way though, right?
Ah, yes. The wrapping demonstration. You had the binding demonstration. Wrap.
Why the leak, Sasa?
Well, damn it! You get the leek, and you get Alexander the pig, and you get the salmons in both.
Cool.
I wasn't recording yet.
I did that one.
You're gonna walk. Are you recording?
Yeah?
You would tell me, wouldn't you? No close-ups, not yet.
I don't know, I don't want to impinge. Hey, you! Stay away from my car!
Okay, excellent.
Hi, I'm Danya. Hi. Hello.
doing all of that, walking up the stairs. Who knew?
Kill me, two again.
Oh my God.
You can't do that. You're gonna kill me. No, I can't rap. You can't rap. No, I was just standing there. I know. What did you say?
But Deborah Katz did.
Leftover food. Just going to the radiator.
Bread everywhere.
Okay, time to come out. What the hell is that?
I got there. I say my lines and I'm like, okay.
And you keep smiling. That's the
I was
issue.
staring at you. I was like, Tootsie, help me. Tootsie, help me.
What do you want? You want me to mouth them for you?
Like the whole reason
Oh,
I
when
came
she
here
comes
was to
on
talk
and the
about
king and I
can actually ransom one.
Cool,
I was and tell his followers they are condemned. I don't say anything about the
Pretty
ransom.
sick. Right after your thing.
What are you guys watching? Mr. Bean. What are you watching?
Mr. Bean!
Mr. Bean! Are you excited? Cheryl, why aren't you laughing?
I'm watching Mr. Bean. Oh my God.
Pulling it.
I know.
Leigh, what do you want to do right now?
I just want to sign.
It's on the back of mine.
God damn it. It's on the back of the okay?
What do you want to do, baby?
Can I look quick?
Oh! Kitty! Oh! Oh, what are you doing? The giraffe? I am an evil herbivore.
Baby, mock me mercifully, for I love thee